He's Bomberman. He throws bombs. Okay guys, hey, what's up? So we're back with another SSF2 video, and today I'm going to be counting down the top 10 worst characters in Super Smash Bros. 2. So this is mostly by design, some preference, but mostly like if their gameplay just isn't engaging or it encourages like really shitty behavior, then you know they're going to make a spot on this list. So we're going to start off, I'm going to explain myself pretty well because I feel like a lot of people are going to be angry with me about this list, but again, these are mostly my opinion. Some of these are based objectively, but a lot of these are opinion based, and if your main is on here, doesn't necessarily mean they're bad, it just means that you're a bad person. So let's get into it with Sonic, and this one's pretty self-explanatory. I really don't think I need to go into too much detail here. 90% of his moveset is just a ball, and if you've played Sonic players online, you know exactly what you're doing and why this character's on this list. I am putting him at number 10 because he's not the worst character in the game. And he can be fun to play, but his speed is pretty much his only defining aspect. Other than that, he doesn't really have anything. And people just spam this move over and over again. That's it. Like he's got a decent aerials, he's got really fast moves, but no, we're just gonna use this over and over again. I know this is a CPU, but this works. Like seriously, this genuinely works online and like against people, especially if they're not prepared for it. But yeah. He's gonna take a number 10 on this list. But yeah, again, 90% of his moveset is a ball. His down B turns into a ball. His neutral B turns into another ball. His neutral air, not his down smash surprisingly, but his up smash. All of these moves are just completely uncreative, and I really don't think it's a good representation of him in this base game. Okay, so coming in our number 9 spot is gonna be Bomberman. So this guy's actually not bad at all, especially tier list wise. He's pretty good. Only problem is, and pretty much the only problem that I have with him, is that his entire special kit is just based around bombs. Like, I get it, he's Bomberman, he throws bombs, it's what he does, but it's still annoying. Like, going ham with aerials and just, you know, doing some really cool combos is fun, but if you want to win, you just spam bombs. Like, seriously. Neutral B, down B, side B, all of these moves are his special moves. These are the moves that are supposed to set him apart, and all of them just, you know, mess around with bombs. Especially side B seems so uncreative. Like, I get it's part of his base moveset, but I feel like some other utility could have been included just to spice up the character a bit. Because right now, all people do is throw bombs down and then just camp, which, understandable, but still kind of a shitty playstyle, and it's not something I enjoy doing, and I don't think a lot of people enjoy doing it either. Okay, so number 8. Number 8 is going to be another pretty unpopular pick, I think, but it's going to be Isaac. He's just not very good. All of his moves don't really flow together as well as I would like. But honestly, it's kind of a disappointing character overall. He's a sword fighter, but he's got like a bunch of other abilities. And again, I come back to specials. The hand is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, but still, a lot of moves that just aren't, you know, that good. I mean, they're underwhelming. They don't do much. Down B especially something that, like, why would you use this as a landing tool? You have other options. And I feel like there could have been some other stuff incorporated into his moveset. I don't know Isaac too well, but I definitely know he's from an RPG, which means he's gonna have like a ton of moves to pull from. So, you know, I don't know what this moveset is, but if it is like his primary set of moves, then maybe. But still, I think a bit of a disappointing showing for a character that I think a lot of people were really excited about. But yeah, probably one of the more unpopular ones, and definitely up for contention, but just my opinion. Okay, so another character that you might not like, Lloyd. So this character, he's decent. He's definitely okay at least, and I do like him. But a lot of his moves tend to be really slow and clunky to pull off, especially for a sword fighter who's not like a heavyweight or anything. It's really kind of annoying to play as this guy. Like right there, dash attack takes like a while to end down, a while to cool down. It's honestly frustrating to try and get combos or, you know, some sick moves with this guy. But other than that, he is actually one of the better characters on this list. The only reason I'm putting him at number 7 is because he was just so incredibly underwhelming. I've already made it clear I want more sword fighters in SSF2. They're a really fun archetype, but Lloyd just doesn't satisfy that role. He doesn't do anything of worth. He just kind of, you know, swings his sword. He's got disjoints, but really, unless you can do something with them, there's no point in playing a sword fighter like Lloyd. Plus, you know, I know a lot of people just don't play him anymore. He used to be really good in 9B, and I am glad they took out the really annoying bits, but you are kind of encouraged to use his most non-committal moves, especially in a game like Super Smash Bros. So yeah, he's gonna get put at number 7 on this list. Sorry guys. Okay, so this may come as a surprise to you, or maybe not, but number 6 is gonna be Black Mage. So I love his physicals. I love all of his aerials and smash attacks. They're all superb, and I think they're incredibly well done. But his specials are just atrocious. Like, we've got Discount Witch Time. We've got a command grab that is impossible to land in a competitive environment. We've got, well, not impossible to land, but, you know, with lag and stuff, it's really difficult to land. Precise, sure, but still really frustrating to try and pull off. Then we've got the world, not the worst up B in the game, but certainly the most punishable and one of the more unreliable ones. Honestly, you're gonna start off thinking this is amazing. It's not that good. It's not that good. You get gimped so often in this game, especially when you just sit there and do absolutely nothing while you're trying to recover. But yeah, down B, shittiest projectile, or not the worst projectile, but still, I think it's incredibly underwhelming. But yeah, his whole special kit really isn't that good, and his special moves are probably one of the more defining aspects of a character. So it's really disappointing to see them, you know, not utilized as well as they could have been. Hopefully he gets a rework soon. Hopefully these moves get buffed, or at least changed. I don't mind if they're bad. I just want them to be like original and usable, especially in this kit, because right now his aerials are insane. He's also a bit too slow. I have discussed this in my tutorial, but he is a pretty slow character. His movement isn't that great, especially with that like weird flop he does. But yeah, overall, I know one of my favorite characters, still pretty badly designed. Okay, number 5. You saw him in the last match. It's Game & Watch. Yeah, there's a reason that no one plays this character. I guess just spam side B. That works. Boom. But yeah, there's a reason that no one plays him. He's incredibly light, but his moveset is just not the greatest. I wish, like, I know he's largely based off his Super Smash Bros. Variants, but if some you know, unique characteristics could have been incorporated, I think it would have been a much better change for this character. Also, he sounds annoying as hell. Like, seriously, listen to this clicking noise. It's so annoying. Like, I hate running because he just goes like, what are you doing? How are you making this noise? What is this? But yeah, not a very good character in my opinion, and certainly not the most fun. Okay, so another one that might be hotly contested is Bowser. I hate Bowser. Okay, I've already said repeatedly that I hate heavy types, or heavies in this game. I think that Ultimate did such a good job of balancing them out with all their buffs and debuffs. Tough guy, you know, super armor, that stuff was really good, but none of that's in Smash. Or actually, some of it's in Smash. I believe Donkey Kong has some super armor. But yeah, I think he just gets comboed way too easily, and it's way too reliant on luck. You just kind of have to, you know, say, hey, let me get this F smash off, otherwise I'm never gonna take a stock. Or you're not never gonna take a stock, but still, you become way too reliant on your opponent making mistakes. And while that is like pretty common in an online environment, especially with like lag and, you know, tournament conditions, really, come on. Any sort of character that relies on other people making mistakes isn't going to be a good character in my book, and I think he either needs to be buffed or, at the very least, reworked a bit. Okay, so now we're going into the truly terrible characters. We've got Sandbag. So, this character is, in my opinion, one of the heavies in the game, and he is probably one of the worst. He's just so slow. Like, I understand he's a Sandbag, like, this is how he moves, he has to do this weird hop and shit, but it is so annoying, and it is beyond excessive how they incorporated this. There are plenty of slow characters that still work well, but I think he's just way too slow. He is fun to troll as, and I think that, like, for a literal Sandbag, he has a pretty decent moveset. His neutral B is pretty fun to mess around with, but honestly, like, why does he have the side B? Why is he command grabbing people? He doesn't have hands. How is he grabbing people? He doesn't have hands. What is this? He can't even grab the ledge properly. And I have no idea what this down B is supposed to be. Honestly, I don't know whether this is like some obscure Smash like lore thing that I don't know about. But a lot of his moveset just doesn't make sense to me. And, you know, maybe they should have made Sandbag a playable character. But he is fun to meme with, and a lot of his moves are pretty crazy, so I'm going to put him a bit higher than the other people on this list. Okay, so exemplifying the glass cannon archetype, we've got Pichu. Honestly, yeah, just turn down the self-damage a bit and, like, buff his moves. He'd be pretty good then. He needs more range. He needs, not less speed, but, you know, definitely less self-damage. But, yeah, other than that, I don't really have much to say. It's pretty self-explanatory. His discharge mechanic is really fun. I thought that was an amazing inclusion, which is why he's at like number 2 on this list instead of the bottom slot, because he would be bottom if it weren't for that. But I think this character is just broken. Like, they need to buff him somehow, like do something. I know they changed his recovery, but like you end up doing so much damage to yourself by recovering that, like, honestly, you might as well just get edge guarded at this point. But yeah. He can be really fun to play as, though. I will say that when you can get some combos when you're playing against like when you're playing against a heavy, that high stakes match is really fun, and it can be a pretty rewarding experience if you can get good at him. All right, now we got the anime characters. I've got Goku in here. Honestly, I don't know what it is. This one you can debate, but I think he's just a shit character. His neutral beat, Kamehameha, like, I know what it's supposed to do, like, why it's so slow. No one's putting this off. No one's pulling this off in a competitive match. But yeah, honestly, he's just a bit slow, a bit clunky. Really not. I don't know what archetype he even fits in. Brawler, I guess. Does he grab people? I don't know. He does decent damage, but I wouldn't consider him a heavy. But a lot of his moveset just isn't fun to play with. This down B, like, seems nice at first, but has so much end lag and does practically nothing when you hit people that what's the point of doing it? Other than that, yeah, his recovery sucks. His float mechanic is really nice. I'm glad they have this, and that's pretty cool. But other than that, I really don't have much to say about this character other than, you know, play someone else. And this is Goku too. Like, there's gonna be moves for him. There's gonna be stuff you can play around with. But, you know, we got this instead. So, you know, maybe they should buff him. Maybe they should rework him entirely. I think just some buffs and some speed upgrades would definitely go a long way in making him better. Kaioken, completely unintuitive to pull off. I never figured out how to play this, or never figured out how to turn this on back when I was playing, like, casually. And me and my friends would dick around trying to figure it out. We kept thinking it was like a percentage-based thing, because, you know, he starts to go up too. You have to touch them. It's a hitbox. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool mechanic, but kind of difficult to, you know, utilize properly unless you really get to know the character well. And why would you, considering, you know, how terrible the rest of his moveset is. Alrighty, our number 1 character. You already knew who he was from the thumbnail. I don't think he needs any introduction. It's Wario. Fuck this guy.